Hi, I'm Miss Wilson.
Hi, Miss Anderson.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you doing today?
Doing all right, thank you.
Good. Well, I really appreciate you coming and meeting with me and, taking the time out of your day.
Yeah, sure, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
So, how's Sam doing?
He seems to be doing well. He participates in projects, socializing and activities with the other children really well. He really seems to love the art area. But the reason why I called you today is recently he's been showing or vocalizing, I should say, more loudly. We've seen a lot more screaming, and it just recently started. So I was just it kind of caused for us some concern as to why he's expressing himself this way.
Yeah, I understand. Screaming. What kind of screaming, and like when does this occur?
Well, it appears to happen when he seems to want something, or if the teacher's attention is drawn to something else. Have you noticed this at home at all?
No, not really, but recently my husband and I are having some marital problems, and so he's not getting that extra one-on-one attention that he's used to. So maybe that might be a factor.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. So sorry to hear that. Fortunate is this kind of stuff happens, and we would like to collaborate with you and figure out how we can assist Sam through, this difficult time in his life and make it easier on him and as you guys as well.
Yeah, sure, of course. Is there a certain time of day it happens, or is it like playing with other people, or?
Well, it seems to happen more frequently during group time, such as like the water table or the group play, individual play, stations. We go from station to station and that kind of thing. So,
water time and group play. So, is there other people that are egging him on? So it seems to be like all only in group time, or is it just my child? Are you having any problems with any other children?
Well, we've been recording all the children's behavior throughout the year, and we use different methods of observation. Some of the following include, first, the type of observation just handed you is called a running record. We have one specific person who sits and watches the group and writes down like everything that they see. So, in a certain time frame, so like during playtime and that kind of stuff. The second one that I handed you is an anecdotal record, and that is where after we're done with an activity, either during nap time or at the end of our day, we write down, what we see, what we saw during the day. Usually it's done after the fact. And then the last one we did is a time sample where anytime we observe a specific behavior that we are looking for, we write down the time, what's going on during that time, and so on and so forth. And these are copies that you can keep, and you can read at your own leisure. Do you have any other questions for me so far?
Yes. Do you do these for all the children? It seems here by this time sample that you guys are doing a lot of only my child.
No, well, we do this with all the children. It's not, I just can't go into each individual time sample and anecdotal record is for that specific child. So I can't go into details of too much of what's going on with the other children at the time, just for privacy purposes. Just like when I have these meetings with other parents, I can't bring up Sam's name, so I can't divulge too much information on the children that are involved, just for the privacy purposes.
Oh, well, that makes me feel better. It's not just my child, even though I'm only seeing my child's name here. So, with all this different observations, and what have been your results?
As you can see, he actually excels at communicating. His communication skills are just amazing. He's good at communicating with his peers and helping his other peers communicate. He seems to be older than most of the kids in his group, so that he likes to help out in that way. And his cognitive ability and his ability to problem solve are just spectacular. He can figure out ways to express his feelings and work in his work through his art. Actually, here are some, where did I put those? Examples of artwork he's done in the past that he...
Oh, I remember this. This is his cat. Spiffy, his father, himself, and it looks like me holding his Halloween basket. So this must be when we were going trick or treating.
Yeah, so fun. But then this one, he did more recently.
Oh my, what is this?
And that's the one that kind of drew our concern.
Clearly understandable. So, with this documentation of all the times that he's screaming and this artwork, what were the results, or what do we do next?
Well, I understand right now with the family issues at home that it's a difficult time for him, and we want to tread lightly. We don't want to make him feel bad. We don't want to make his life more stressful with what we decide to do. But what we would like to implement with you is called a BMP, which is a behavior management plan. This is an agreement between the both of us that I can give to the rest of my staff, that we have agreed that this is what we're going to do to help him to guide his behavior to something more positive.
Okay.
And we will do our best to address the concerns in a more proactive approach.
Okay, makes sense. So what is it that you need my husband and I to do?
Well, from our standpoint, what we have tried, we've tried removing him from the environment. We've also tried verbal redirection. Both don't seem to be very beneficial for him. They don't. He doesn't respond well. So I was actually wondering what you guys do at home when you see behaviors and whatnot. What you guys use as, for redirection and that kind of thing.
Discipline is actually a topic that my husband and I don't see eye to eye on. He'd rather just sit him a timeout or put him in front of the TV and let him watch TV.
Yep.
Whereas I'm more of a talkative person.
Okay.
So I would like to get down to him and find out what he's thinking. And since you clearly said that and shows that his communication skills are working, then he has the ability to tell me what he's thinking, or maybe just take him outside.
Okay. Well, just so that you know too, as our policy, we don't do timeouts unless it's the end of the world, someone's going to get injured, so we need to separate right away.
Okay.
That's something we really steer away from. We would suggest actually doing more of like role play scenarios with him, with puppets, or so that way he gets that one-on-one with the teacher to say, this is how we act in the situation. This is a best way to approach it, and he can role play it and practice it. The other thing we suggest is we could give him like specific tasks during group time. Make him teachers help her, have him help pass out the snacks or the project, what we need for the project, or anything along those lines. So I don't know, like what do you think? Like what do you think about
Well, that sounds good. I never even thought about role playing or give him extra tasks. So
Okay.
clearly he has a lot of aggression. So I think that part of his task we might put him into might be getting him involved in karate, so that he can get rid of some of that aggression he has. And I do have like a week or so on the books, so I might take that week off during this time frame and go and take him to the park or spend some quality time and see, deep down what he's really thinking about.
Sure, that sounds great. And is there anything else you would like for us to try here in the school that you would suggest that we can attend?
Yes. It says that you guys do a lot of group time and stuff, but he's having problems with that. Is there a time that whenever, you or Miss Susan or Miss Patterson that's doing these observation things can spend some one-on-one time with him?
Considering the circumstances about what's going on at home, we can try.
Okay.
There definitely is no guarantee just because of our staffing ratio and that kind of thing. And at the same time, we don't want other parents to, since we're not telling them what is going on with you guys personally, we would never divulge that information. So we don't want it to seem like we are giving special preference, but at the same time, seeing the circumstances, we can definitely try to incorporate a little more one-on-one activities with him, or feel more one-on-one, so that way he gets that a little bit of attention. We can try, but like I said, there is definitely no guarantee.
Okay, I can take that.
Okay. Well, perfect. This all sounds great. Are you okay moving forward with this and seeing how it goes?
Yes.
Okay, so that's what we typically do, is we try to check back in about a month to reevaluate his progress.
Okay.
Would the 23rd of December work for you? I know it's right around the break for the holidays, and think Saturday kind of crazy.
23rd. 11 o'clock-ish?
Yes, no, that would work. Perfect.
All right.
I will write you down.
All right.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me.
Yes, thanks for having
I
me.
really appreciate it, and we will see you in a month.
All right,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you. Hi, how are you doing?
Nice to meet you
Yes,
again.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Miss Anderson. Thanks for coming. How are things going?
Well, things have actually been going fairly well since the last time we spoke. My husband and I decided that we're going to go to marital counseling. And so through that counseling, we've had to talk to each other and learn how to talk to each other as opposed to the
Right.
constant nagging and stuff that we've been doing.
Right.
So we've implemented that, learn how to talk to each other using the I feel, I wonder, and we've tried to use it with Sam. So we've been asking like, so Sam, how do you feel today? Tell me I feel happy, I feel sad. And we seem to be getting some positive responses out of that.
Good. Well, good. And, that all sounds great. We have also here noticed a huge difference in Sam. We have had him become more of like the teacher helper, like we talked about, and he just loves it. He loves being able to be in charge and say, let's get this together, let's do this, or passing out the activities and the snacks. He really seems to enjoy, and his artwork, oh my goodness, has changed so much.
Oh yeah, a lot of orange and yellows
Yes.
and greens.
Well, he's much more colorful and a lot happier pictures we've seen. And we will continue to proactively implement our plan so that we don't see any regression or anything along those lines. Do you think that there's anything you would like us to change right at this moment?
No,
or-
actually, and I forgot to tell you, we've actually tried to do some of the role playing that you've said and give him some of the special tasks. So like when, it's been cooking time, we've asked him to help set out the plate, things like that. And the role playing, we had to buy some more dolls and things like that. But the role play is really filling in those words that he can't express yet
Good, good.
and helping us, move positive. So I
Perfect.
think that your recommendations are great. Is there anything that we need to do extra, or is there a certain time that we need to come back?
Unless we notice a huge change, I can't imagine why we would need to meet any sooner than our annual open house, which is in like 3 or 4 months from now. But unless there's a huge change, I don't see the need for it
Okay.
at this time.
Oh yes, open house, February 2nd?
Yes, and like if things change, I can always shoot you an email or send a letter home, or maybe give you a phone call as well too.
Okay.
So that way we can keep those lines of communication open.
Yes,
What's
and do
going
you
on.
mind if I keep these and show it to my husband?
Yes, actually take these with you too. These are some of our new records that we've been keeping on him of what's been going on and his progress he's made. So you and your husband can read through those and see how he's been doing.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
I'm really happy to see that. Oh, smiling, active, screaming a lot less. Great.
Yes. Well, unless there's anything else from me, I think we're good.
Okay, thanks so much.
Well, you have a great rest of your day,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
we will see you at the open house.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Yes.